Just when we thought the courtroom drama surrounding Sean Diddy Combs couldn't get more intense, Week 7 hits and the prosecution is finally preparing to rest its case. But before they do, they've packed in explosive testimonies, unexpected evidence, and jaw-dropping witness statements that have left the public reeling. Let's get into the messy details of what went down this week in Diddy's federal sex trafficking trial. The prosecution has been working overtime, meticulously building their case against the music mogul. Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey revealed they plan to rest their case by June 24th, but not before Homeland Security Investigation Special Agent Joseph Cerciello gets his final say. Cerciello, while not directly involved in the case, has been sifting through mountains of bank records, travel logs, and cell phone data. His testimony is expected to dominate June 23rd, filling in key gaps in the government's timeline of events. And before the weekend recess, we got more from Diddy's former assistant, Brendan Paul, who offered insight into what it was really like working for the Bad Boy Records founder. Paul testified that he was fired multiple times, once for forgetting Diddy's Lululemon fanny pack, no less. According to Paul, Diddy told him, "I don't want to see your face. Call Christina Coram and say you are fired." And while he was let go, Coram allegedly told him to lay low and assured him that everything would smooth over. Days later, Diddy was reportedly back to greeting him like nothing happened. But Paul's revelations didn't stop there. He described the work environment as intense, admitting to using Adderall and occasionally cocaine to keep up with the long hours. His main job? Keep Diddy happy, no matter what. He doesn't take no for an answer, Paul told jurors, claiming the mogul wanted his team to move like SEAL Team 6. According to him, Diddy expected his inner circle to be militant, always on point, and never caught off guard. With these revelations, the prosecution seems to be painting a picture of control, one echoed by other testimonies, including that of Jane, a woman identified as Victim 2 in the indictment. Jane's testimony has been one of the most harrowing parts of the trial. She recounted instances of sexual coercion, physical abuse, and emotional manipulation, alleging that she endured hotel nights filled with group sex, drugs, and severe trauma. Jane described being physically attacked by Diddy as recently as June 2024, claiming he choked her, dragged her by her hair, and left her with black eyes and golf ball-sized welts on her head. She said she'd run out of the house and hid behind a wall for 2 hours before returning, only to be attacked again. It was a chilling account that left the courtroom visibly shaken. Jane also revealed how deep Diddy's control allegedly ran. She said he paid her rent, gave her a $10,000 monthly allowance, and even proposed what he called a love contract. And when she tried to step away, she said Diddy threatened to release sex tapes of them, tapes in which she claimed she was heavily drugged. Text messages between Jane and Diddy's former chief of staff, Christina Coram, were entered into evidence, with Jane pleading for help and space to process her trauma. And speaking of Coram, Jane testified that she was a major wedge in her relationship with Diddy. She believed Coram had strong opinions about her, which allegedly influenced how Diddy treated her. In fact, Coram was often present during critical moments, including some of the alleged hotel nights. Now, we can't ignore the juror drama either. Earlier in the week, Judge Arun Subramanian had to cancel court after a main juror called out sick with vertigo. Court was already scheduled to be closed on June 19th for Juneteenth, so the trial resumed with a shortened day on June 20th. But that's not all. The judge is also considering dismissing a second juror over an alleged improper conversation about the case with a former colleague. The juror had to surrender their phone for inspection. This comes just after juror number 6 was already removed over conflicting residency information, which the defense claims unfairly impacted the racial balance of the jury. In the midst of the legal chaos, Kanye West made headlines for showing up to the courthouse on June 13th in support of Diddy. Although he didn't enter the main courtroom, his presence in the overflow area stirred plenty of media attention and added another layer of celebrity intrigue to an already sensational case. As for the defense, they're clearly frustrated. They've already filed 2 motions for a mistrial, both of which have been denied by Judge Subramanian. The second one focused on claims that Cassie Ventura's friend Brianna Bongolan gave false testimony about being dangled off a balcony by Diddy back in 2016. The defense accused the prosecution of misconduct for allowing what they called perjured testimony. But so far, the judge isn't budging. Jane's testimony continues to dominate headlines. She claimed that even her physical health deteriorated due to repeated hotel nights, describing frequent urinary tract infections, soreness, and infections from nipple piercings that Diddy allegedly insisted she get. According to her, the emotional and physical toll of the relationship was unbearable, and yet she didn't speak up out of fear and control. "I didn't want to indicate any negativity," she said in court. And perhaps the most disturbing part? Jane testified that Diddy surprised her with a male escort on her birthday in 2023, and she was expected to perform in yet another hotel night against her will. She said she felt disgusted, emotionally drained, and physically ill. But the pressure to keep Diddy satisfied allegedly never let up. As the prosecution nears the end of its case, the question now becomes, how will the defense respond? They've got a lot of ground to cover, and the pressure is on. Will they be able to counter the emotional weight of Jane's testimony and the damning accounts from Diddy's inner circle? Or has the prosecution already done enough to sway the jury? One thing's for sure, this trial is far from over. As Week 7 closes and the courtroom prepares for a major turning point, all eyes remain fixed on what comes next. Stick around because Star Gossips will be right here breaking it all down. Every shocking twist, every legal maneuver, and every jaw-dropping moment.